Well, as part of Black History Month, this morning we are taking a deep dive into the history of the Black community in Tampa. ABC Action News reporter Larissa Scott is digging into what life was like back in the early 1920s and why historians say this is so important for us to know today.
As we reflect on Black history in Tampa, we're taking a look at a document from 1927 called A Study of Negro Life in Tampa, which historians say gives us a sobering look of what the city was like back then.
It talks about what conditions were like at Black schools. It talks about what conditions were like at African American hospitals and in neighborhoods.
This report was conducted by Black citizens with the purpose of getting an accurate view of what life was like for them in Tampa. Critical of city leaders, compiling important data because at the time it wasn't something that was studied very much.
At the time it was used to try to wake up local leaders as to how much iniquity there was going on.
The overall message that comes across in the report is that conditions for Black residents were really bad. Life was difficult and communities were extremely under-resourced. For many Black people, there was no running water. The report details everything from recreational facilities, medical care, to residential life.
The rent was very high. There was just a lot of kind of gouging going on.
One glaring statistic that really stands out from that study is almost 50% of the stillbirths that happen in the city happen to Black mothers.
Historians say this document now is priceless, giving us a chance to look back and try to understand what it was like in Tampa almost 100 years ago.
I think it's really hard for people today to imagine the racial landscape as it was back then.
Historians say not only does this document allow us to reflect on our history, but it allows us to continue to use it to make Tampa a better place for us all. Reporting from Tampa, Larissa Scott, ABC Action News.